And here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. Yes, you are.
This is Sunday Series with Lara.
Hi guys, welcome to the Sunday series with Lara. I'm so excited to be back to your screen every Sunday. And today I want to talk about something that we talk about all the time in the kingdom. We talk about it in church, but we really don't delve into it. And it's called the excellent spirit of Daniel. Yes, you can see that I'm saying the excellent spirit of Daniel, because if I am correct, that is the only time that we mentioned the excellent spirit. And so our text today is going to be from the book of Daniel. So get ready to dig deep into the Bible. So the first question is, what is an excellent spirit? What? The first time where it was mentioned was in Daniel chapter 6. Yeah, let's go to Daniel chapter 6. And I'm reading from the NKJV. Yeah, version. NKJV version. Verse 3. Then this Daniel distinguished himself above the governors and satraps, because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king gave thought to setting him over the whole realm. So what is our own interpretation, of the excellent spirit? I saw different Bible, verses and all of that described it. If you look at amplified version of that same scripture, Daniel 6:3, then this Daniel, because of the extraordinary spirit within him. The NLT version says Daniel's great ability. Are you following? Excellent spirit, extraordinary spirit, great ability. The Message Bible says Daniel was brimming with spirit and intelligence. So can you see excellent, intelligence, spirit? Another version, the contemporary version, says he did his work so much better than anybody else. The NIV version says exceptional qualities. TPT, the Passion Translation, extraordinary spirit and exceptional qualities. So what all of this means is that is having a different mindset than the average person. So you're a Christian, but your life is the same with the average, then you don't really have the Spirit of God. You're a Christian and you do shoddy work like others, especially, people from this third world country. You're not a Christian. You're a Christian, but there's nothing that sets you apart. You don't have an excellent spirit. You don't have exceptional qualities. You don't have great abilities. Then you're not showing or showcasing the work of your Father. So, how did Daniel cultivate that excellent spirit? So that we can see how we cultivated it. So let's go to the beginning of this whole story, and that's in Daniel chapter 1. In the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came to Jerusalem and besieged it. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand, with some of the articles of the house of God, which he carried into the land of Shinar to the house of his God. and he brought the articles into the treasure house of his God. Then the king, which is Nebuchadnezzar now, instructed Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, meaning that the head of, the old eunuch, to bring some of the children of Israel and some of the king's descendants and some of the nobles, young men in whom there was no blemish, but good looking, gifted in all wisdom, possessing knowledge and quick to understand, who had ability to serve in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the language and literature of the Chaldeans. Can you see what they're saying? When people want extraordinary results, they go and seek out people that are exceptional. They go and look for people that are very different. People, look at what they're looking for here. With no blemish, good looking, gifted in all wisdom, possessing knowledge and quick to understand. Because we're not ready to be, we're looking for geniuses. And if you're a Christian, let me tell you, you are a genius. I am telling you, except you're a lazy person, you are a genius, because if you have the Spirit of God in you that quickens your mortal body, you are a genius. And the king appointed them a daily, that's verse 5, a daily provision of the king's delicacies and of the wine which he drank, and 3 years of training for them, so that at the end of that time that they might serve before the king. Can you see? Oh my goodness, I'm going into something else, but something else is coming to me. They had 3 years of training so that they might serve the king. You just got your own vision. You want to start now. Let's go do it. You get, sometimes you need training. If you're going to be exceptional, if you're going to be a genius, and showing your exceptional qualities, sometimes you have to be trained. You get, in fact, it's not sometimes, a lot of times you have to be trained. So verse 6 says, now among those sons of Judah were Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. To them, the chief of the eunuchs gave names. He gave Daniel the name Belteshazzar, to Hananiah, Shadrach, to Mishael, Meshach, and to Azariah, Abednego. But Daniel, this is our text scripture, but Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's delicacies, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore, he requested of the chief of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. See, everybody usually have best Bible casts or Bible, person that they like. This is my favorite. Daniel had an excellent spirit. That is my desire in my life. I want to be excellent. I want to stand apart. I don't want to be average. I want to leave my name in the sands of time. And as a Christian, as one whom God has put his spirit inside of him, as one whom God anointed, I have this capability. And I've seen it here. And he said, he purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself. Not that what they are giving them was wrong. His wine, his drinks, his food, you understand, luxurious food, delicacies, from the king's whatever. But he decided that I'm not going to defile myself with this. Now, God had brought Daniel into the favor and the goodwill of the eunuchs. So number one way to cultivate an excellent spirit is that you have to purpose not to defile yourself. We can't go back to these times. We can go back to, or we can come here to our time. What is that thing that is lawful but not expedient to you as a Christian? What is that thing that everybody does? It's not a big deal. What's there? So everybody does it. But you, because you know that you are different, because you know your calling, because you know your journey, you know what God has destined you and set you apart to do. But you've decided that I will not defile myself. I won't. And mostly this brings me to today, where there's, especially our girls, where there's so much aristocracy, aristoism, and if you're not Nigerian, what that means is this aspect, or this language of sugar daddy, where the girls go to, that's, if you're broke now, that's what everybody does. A lot of girls, I should say, But if you that I'm looking at, you're a Christian, And you must purpose not to defile yourself. It's not because everybody is doing it. Because everybody is doing Yahoo. Because everybody is doing internet, whatever, scam. And you think everybody does it. And so, does that make it right? No. Number 2, Daniel knew his gift, which was understanding vision and dreams. Let's go to verse 17 of that same Daniel chapter 1. Verse 17 says that, and these 4 young men, God gave them knowledge and skill in all literature and wisdom. And Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. Everybody that God created has a gift. You have a gift. What is your own? Daniel knew his own. See verse 20. And in all matters of wisdom and understanding, about which the king examined them, he found them 10 times better than all the magicians and astrologers who were in his realm, because they decided not to defile themselves and they knew their gift. So if you want to have an excellent spirit, what is your own gift? What sets you apart as a Christian? What is that one thing? Because you cannot just say, oh, me, I just want to do anything. You have to find what that thing that you are called to do. Everybody has that thing. You have it. Sometimes you may even have 5, you may even have 10. It's just like that parable of talents. What is your own talent? That is Daniel's talent. He knew it and he functioned in it. Number 3 way to cultivate an excellent spirit is that Daniel, which we are following, asked for time for inquiry from God. This takes us to Daniel 2 verse 16. And he says, so Daniel went in and asked the king to give him time, that he might tell the king the interpretation. See, sometimes, a lot of times, there's noise outside. There's noise. If you go on social media, it's noisy. Sometimes you go to your workspace, it's noisy. Everybody's talking. Everybody's giving their ideas. Everybody's doing this. Everybody's doing that. For you to be able to get answers, to download answers from God, you need time apart. You need time alone. You need time to yourself. For Daniel to ask for time here, the king, Nebuchadnezzar, I had a dream. And he told everybody, it was the magicians, astrologers, all of them, that they must tell him the dream and then give him interpretation. Not that he will tell them the dream, they will not give him interpretation. No, he said they must tell him the dream. And Daniel asked for time. Sometimes don't be quick to answer. Don't be quick to answer. Sometimes ask for time. Give me time. Let me think about it. Let me pray about it. Number 3 way to cultivate and number 4 rather, Daniel told his inner circle and support system to pray. That's Daniel chapter 2 verse 18. Do you have an inner circle? Do you have people that sometimes when you get a vision, sometimes when you're weak, they can hold you in prayer? As a Christian, the Bible says we should not forsake the congregation of the brethren. You need to have all this, and for me alone, nobody cares. That's not how it's done in the Christendom. Go and read Acts of the Apostles. They were together, they ate together, they were congregating together, they were thinking together, they were, having meetings together. You have to have people like this. Why? Because even though you are alone, you are going to go to God alone, you're going to go to heaven alone, you need people of like minds, people that have the same values as you, people that want good for you, because it is lonely to live in this world alone. I kid you not. So if you are someone that you have pain, because a lot of times it's trauma. You don't know how to relate with people. You don't know how to associate with people. You're always thinking they're envying me. They don't like, people are not good. People are not. It's something that you are projecting into the air. You are the one choosing those wrong people. He that needs a friend must show himself friendly. And as a therapist, I can tell you that, there's something about you that attracts the kind of people that come to you. If you keep having bad friends, it's you. There's a reason why you keep choosing them, and you need to go and heal from that. So you need to have your own inner circle. People that can pray with you. People that can give you godly counsel. That sometimes you're going astray, your head is knocking, but you trust them that they will call you back. They'll tell you this thing what they do, jail. And you know it's the truth. You get what I mean? So, the next one on how Daniel cultivated an excellent spirit is that Daniel worshipped God and lived a life of gratitude. See, a lot of us are Christians. We complain all the time. We are always focused on what is not working, especially us Africans living in third world countries. I know, the situation can be bad, but all the time you keep complaining. As a matter of fact, if you do my course, I have a course called the School of the Mind, where I help you, attract good things to yourself and help you, cultivate positive thoughts and all of those things. I tell you, you are the one responsible for your atmosphere. Even though there's fuel hike, even though there's traffic, if you keep a positive spirit, a grateful spirit, you will see that your life will change, your atmosphere. But every time you always complain. Always. Look at the traffic, look at the this, look at the that, look at that. In fact, I just remembered now that in that School of Mind, I usually give them pre-recorded videos to watch, then they'll send their assignments, and then they'll come to class to talk. And a lady had said that she heard me in that video where I said, you are the one, every bad thing and good thing that has happened to you, you are the one responsible for it. It's a function of your thought patterns, or your atmosphere or subconscious mind. She said when she heard that, she was angry. She said she was angry. What do you mean? Like, not me. All the bad things, how can you say that? Until she said it dawned on her that one day she went to, there was fuel scarcity, so she didn't have fuel to take her car out. She didn't drive. And then she wanted to take a bus, I think. And she said she got to the park and immediately she was irritated. She said she was just, she entered the bus, the person that sat beside her, she was just complaining. She was looking, then it started to rain. She was like, what kind of life is this? What kind of, in her mind, she was already scattered. She said, then it dawned on her. She said she was just thinking, this Lagos, that's why I don't like this Lagos. This person that is saying this Lagos. Lagos is a country in West Africa, by the way, guys. That's where I live, in case you're not Nigerian. She said she's not a Lagos citizen or a Lagos native. She's from the east of Nigeria. And she had relocated to Lagos 16 years ago. She had gotten married to a Lagos man. She has a child, a Lagos child. But she said that was her discovery. She said that was when it came to her, that she has never accepted Lagos as her town, her home. She said she was always seeing everything that was wrong. So she told me, she said, when this thing she was saying, she was crying. She said, it dawned on me. I'm always complaining. And I know this person too, before she came for the program. She's my friend too, but she also came for my program. She used to refer to me and our friends like, oh, you're these Lagos people. She said it dawned on her. How can you prosper in a land that you don't accept? She had been struggling to make money. She had been struggling to find, acceptance from the people. She had been struggling. She said she realizes that she herself did not accept this town. So how can she prosper? That's the reason why she will be attracting all the bad things of Lagos. I'm telling you, you have to stay grateful. You have to stay grateful. Daniel 2:18 says that they might... Okay, let's start from 19. Then the secret was revealed to Daniel in a night vision. So Daniel blessed the God of heaven. Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. Let me tell you, as a Christian, this is one of your power. This is one of the weapons of a Christian. Gratitude. Gratitude. If you cannot praise, you're going to be down all the time. If you cannot praise, you're going to be depressed. I don't want to care, no matter what has happened to you. I know it's hurtful, it's painful. How do I stay grateful in a strange land? How do I stay graceful in pain? But it is possible, so that you can come out of that pain. So, and that's that. Another way to cultivate the excellent spirit is that Daniel 6:3. Daniel distinguished himself. When I saw this scripture, my head did bound. If I show you my notes, I wrote, how can I distinguish myself? You have to distinguish yourself. You know, what is different about you? You have to find it. He said, then this Daniel, that's verse 3, distinguished himself above the governors and satraps because an excellent spirit was in him. What is that thing that is different about you? What? You have to find it. One of the things that is different about me is my vulnerability. I share my story, you know, and people see, hey, how do you say? It distinguishes me in my industry. It distinguishes me in my field, in my life. Because nobody, I should say, in this part of the world has, there are not many people like me. I dare say that. What distinguishes you? That is where your power is. Mike Murdock, I remember, listening to him back then, how to know your assignment is what sets you apart. What is that thing that is different about you? Then, number 7 way to cultivate that Daniel used was, Daniel was faithful. Oh my God. And no error was found in him. There's something called faithfulness. That's verse 4 of chapter 6 says, so the governors and satraps sought to find some charge against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find no charge or fault because he was faithful, nor was there any error or fault in him. You have to find, you cannot be a Christian and be doing like someone that is not a Christian. You can't. You can't say, that is what is in vogue. Let me change the figure. Give me another receipt. Let me do this racket. You can't do that. You have to be faithful. That's what God has called us to be. There was no error found in your job. Are you faithful? If they talk about you, is it, one of my personal assistant just resigned not too long ago, and I remember the day of descent forth, I kept talking about her. Like my husband, after that, I talk about her. Even when I'm doing training in the office, I'm always mentioning her name. I don't even know that I say it subconsciously. My husband told me one day that, hey, now wow, are you sure you will ever be able to let this girl go subconsciously? Why? Because she was faithful. Faithful. When somebody can look at you and say, this person, it's been months now, and I'm still talking about her everywhere, every time, I refer to her in everything. Are you faithful in your job? Are you faithful in your area of calling? When people would say, Lara, she fit do this, she fit do that, but this one, she's not a joke. She doesn't play. Are you faithful? You should be. Another way that Daniel cultivated an excellent spirit is that Daniel had a praying altar. Hey, you see, this our Gen Z Christianity. People think prayer is no longer cool. Verse 10 of chapter 6 says, now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went home, and in his upper room, with his windows opened toward Jerusalem, he knelt down on his knees 3 times that day and prayed and gave thanks before his God, as was his custom since his early days. As was his custom. There are times in my life that I have strayed from praying. I realized that those were the times that I struggled the most. Now, I don't get too far. Because without God, you can only go a little bit far. You need that renewable energy. He's the one who gives you that renewed energy. Because being in this world and without communicating with somebody bigger than you, especially your creator, you're going to lose it. You're going to go through so many detours. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to choose wrong people. You're going to make wrong decisions in life. You know, and a lot of times, because you are far away from your source, you are far from the person that created you, is the one that knows how your life should be. But you are far away from it, from him. So how you will malfunction? You don't have the manual. You don't use the manual. You are going to malfunction. You will be doing trial and error everywhere. You know. So these are the 8 steps that Daniel used to cultivate an excellent spirit, and you also can use it. So the next one is that what is the reward for an excellent spirit? Because you are not just going to have it. There are rewards to this thing. Number 1, Daniel chapter 2 verse 46. It says the king fell on his face and worshipped Daniel. A king. You know that scripture in I think it was in Proverbs that says, he that is diligent in his work will stand before kings and not mean men. The reason why you are standing before mean men is that you are not diligent. I kid you not. If you are struggling, have not made it, I've been trying, I've been doing this same thing for 10 years, for 15 years, it's not working. You don't have an excellent spirit. You're not diligent yet. Or maybe that's not where your calling is. When you have that excellent spirit, I kid you not, I promise you, you will stand before king. Did you hear this thing? When I read that part, I was like, Jesus, king fell on his face and worshipped Daniel. Then King Nebuchadnezzar fell on his face, prostrate before Daniel. Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? Prostrate, fell face flat. It's like saying the president of our country now, Nigeria, prostrate on the floor, fell flat in my presence. You'll be wondering, who am I? That is what an excellent spirit can do to you. He said, then King Nebuchadnezzar fell on his face, prostrate before Daniel, and commanded that they should present an offering and incense to him. Why? Because the excellent spirit had distinguished him, and he had solved a problem that nobody else could solve. If you solve big problems, you will get big rewards. If you are always running away from responsibilities, running away from problems, is a sign that you are a small person. You are small. You're always looking for the easiest way to do things. Always looking for how to do shoddy jobs. Let me just do this thing and get out. You are not going to stand before kings. It's not possible. They will not bow. It's not possible. That's the reason. And you are complaining every day. I've been doing this thing. I've been doing this thing. They don't appreciate. No, they cannot appreciate you. Because you, excellent spirit, you don't have it. Number 2, reward for an excellent spirit. The king acknowledged Daniel's God. They will acknowledge your God. There's this saying that we've been saying recently that unbelievers don't read the Bible. They read you as a Christian. If you want to preach to people, oh God, that's why I love one of my pastors, Apostle Joshua Selman. He once said, you are a Christian. Where is your sign? Where is your wonder? That day my head, when your head click, bam. Because you should have. That is the greatest tool to convert people to Christianity. That is the greatest tool to preach to people. That, how did you get this? My God did it for me. Let's look at that place. It said, verse 47 of Daniel 2, the king answered Daniel and said, truly, your God is the God of gods. Because the king does not believe in Daniel's God before. He said, truly, your God is the God of gods, the Lord of kings, and a revealer of secrets, since you could reveal these secrets. That is why you have to follow God's leading. God knows best. He knows what he's doing with your life. I tell you. Some people will hear testimonies of somebody that that God gave miracle babies that didn't have kids for years. And they would give their life to Christ. I'm telling you. That is why you see all those signs and miracles happening that people are always saying, oh, why are we doing this? It's needed for this world of today that we are in. The world of children of perdition, that they will always doubt whatever you are saying. Even the Bible, they will tell you it was written this one, the Greek version, they will try to dilute it and look for other means. But Bishop Oyedepo says that only fools doubt proofs. When you see proof, you will be humbled. So, people will come to your God. They will worship your God. They will acknowledge your God when they see what your God has done. Then number 3 reward for an excellent spirit that happened to Daniel. Daniel was promoted and made a ruler. That's in verse 28. So if you lack promotion, you have not been promoted, you're on one spot for 5 years, for 3 years, it's because you don't have an excellent spirit. If you solve big problems, you cannot remain on one spot for 2 years. I kid you not. It's not possible. You can't be the same. One of my mantra in life I always look for the big problems. I'm telling you. That's why, my team, my husband, my friends, like, Lara, even my mentor, you don't stay on small. You want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do that. Not like I decided that let me look for what to do. First of all, the idea drops in me. When it drops, I know, I don't even go back. I don't care. Is it going to fail? Is it not good? I do it. I go all in. Because when you solve big problems, you get big rewards. Verse 48 says, then the king promoted Daniel and gave him many great gifts. And he made him ruler over the whole province of Babylon and chief administrator over all the wise men of Babylon. I once heard a line from Oprah Winfrey. She says, excellence kills discrimination. Excellence is the cure, I kid you not, for discrimination. Oh, you are black. Oh, you are Igbo. Oh, we don't like Yoruba. Oh, we don't like Spanish, Latinas. Oh, no. When you are good, they may not like you, but they will promote you. I'm telling you, I've seen people like that before that, I remember there was one place I worked, like nobody liked the guy, but he was good at what he does. So my boss at the time will make sure that anything he got, because he was good. Excellence is the cure for discrimination. Oh, they're not doing this for me. You're not excellent. I'm telling you. Number 4 reward for an excellent spirit is that Daniel can appoint his people. That's verse 49. Daniel petitioned the king, and he set Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego over the affairs of the province of Babylon. But Daniel sat at the gate of the king. Let me tell you something. I look at people in government. You cannot be, I want to be president, I want to be governor. You need a team. You need your own team of people, that have the same values with you, that believe the same things you do, that is going to complement your work. So if you're only, promoting yourself alone, I want to, but there's no team, you won't go far. I kid you not. So, because now Daniel had an excellent spirit, he was able to appoint the children of God in that position. So if you want to change the world, let all of us, one by one, start possessing excellent spirits. They will ask you, you will see people start contracting you. Oh my God, Lara, how can we replicate this situation or this result in our country? I know some people. I know a people. My team, I will recommend, I will refer. That's it. That's it. So if you are sitting down there, you are waiting for miracles. Maybe this is your miracle. Go and pursue an excellent spirit. Ask God for it. Then, number 5, reward for an excellent spirit was that Daniel was recommended. That's in Daniel chapter 5. You see people that are excellent in life. They don't stay too long without job. They don't stay too long without jobs. They don't stay too long without a contract, because there will be referral. Because there are lots of common people in this world. People that are, I have two companies. Larakuda is international. That's the coaching company, and the therapy company, the training company. Then I have a sister company under it called LKI Talent Management. And one of the things we focus on is recruitment. We recruit for people, we train, we also absorb all the risks in your office, in the recruitment process. And we manage your staff, we supervise them, all of those things. And so because of this, I have had the privilege of interviewing a lot of people. Oh God. At least I should have interviewed at least maybe 60, 80 people in the last 2 months. A lot of Nigerian young people are not employable. I kid you not. There are a lot of people that are not, they don't distinguish themselves. They are just regular, average. Regular. So if you stand out, if you are different, you'll be recommended. You'll be referred. So let's go to Daniel chapter 5 verse 10. The queen, because there's another king now, Nebuchadnezzar had gone, is now King Belshazzar. So the queen, let's start from 9. Then King Belshazzar was greatly troubled. His countenance was changed, and his lords were astonished. Verse 10. The queen, because of the words of the king and his lords, came to the banquet hall. The queen spoke, saying, O king, live forever. Do not let your thoughts trouble you, nor let your countenance change. There is a man in your kingdom, in whom is the spirit of the holy God. And in the days of your father, who was king, light and understanding and wisdom, like the wisdom of all the gods, were found in him. And the king Nebuchadnezzar, your father the king, made him chief of the magicians, astrologers, Chaldeans, and soothsayers. Verse 12. Inasmuch as an excellent spirit, knowledge, understanding, interpreting dreams, solving riddles, and explaining enigmas were found in this Daniel, whom the king named Belteshazzar. Now let Daniel be called, and he will give the interpretation. You can never be blue for a long time if you have an excellent spirit. I kid you not. Somebody will call because your work would have been speaking for you. They will refer you. They will recommend you. Look at me here talking about my PA. She has left a mark. Like, if she was somewhere and they tell me, oh, they need, and she's there, I will call them and say, this girl is your girl. That's recommendation. That's referral. They will recommend you. They will refer you. The reason why they are not recommending you is that you are not good. You are average. You are like the rest of people. You are like everybody else. There's nothing that sets you apart. Nothing. Or you are always running from responsibilities. You're always running from, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to, I beg, let me just stay here. Nobody will recommend you that way because they won't even know what you're capable of. So, number 6, Daniel was made a ruler again under another king. So, all of you, oh, this government, because last government, I had my people. Then this government, they did not appoint me. It's because you don't have an excellent spirit. Every government, Daniel kept getting recommended. He kept getting positions. Oh, our company, they've sold our company. So they've changed our boss. That boss, that one, he doesn't like Igbo people. It's not true. If there was record that this company, the reason why they excelled was that this man, who is Igbo, was the one that gave them turnover of this and this and this in sales. He was the one that made sure this and this and this happened. They will retain it. They will retain you. Your mindset is what is wrong with you. And we make excuses. We tell ourselves nonsense, lies, so that we can sleep well at night. The reason why they didn't pick me is because she doesn't like this one. It's because I dress this. It's not true. If you are good, you'll be recommended. You'll be made a ruler again in different dispensations, because what is inside of you is needed in this world. The reason why they are not getting you, you're not getting called after the last company, is that there's nothing. And then people will trust your God. People trusted Daniel's God. It's just the same thing as people acknowledging your God. People will trust your God. The king, that was when they casted him in the den of the lion then. Daniel 6:16. That part, it shocked me. They forced the hand of the king to put him in cast him in the den of the lions. And the king was restless. He didn't sleep. Look at it. I was shocked. A old king, he wasn't happy that, yes, I have to do it because they quoted the law for me. So I have to trust him there because he has done something that he shouldn't do because, those people set him up. But the king wasn't happy. And in verse 16, it says, so the king gave the command, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. But the king spoke, saying to Daniel, your God, whom you serve continually, he will deliver you. Somebody that does not believe in God. The king trusts that this Daniel, his God will deliver him. I have to do my own way, the thing as a king, but his God. Do you know what that means? When you tell somebody that, oh, I have fibroid, and they are telling you, and somebody says, not be you. Your God will deliver you. Why? Because they have seen what your God has done through you for years. You make heathens, unbelievers, trust your God. They will not need to cry for you because they know that your God is capable. And the last one, is that the king went to his house fasting on behalf of Daniel. Oba is king in my language. He was fasting for a mere human. King. Verse 18 says, now the king went to his palace and spent the night fasting, and no musicians were brought before him. Also, his sleep went from him. King. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste to the den of the lions. He arose, woke up very early. Let me go and see. Somebody that. Verse 20, and he came to the den. He cried out with a lamenting voice to Daniel. The king spoke, saying to Daniel, Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to deliver you from the lions? And Daniel said to the king, O king, live forever. My God, sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths, so that they have not hurt me, because I was found innocent before him. And also, O king, I have done no wrong before you. Now the king was exceedingly glad for him. He was exceedingly glad. Who will fast for you when they hear about your stress, your pain? Who will be restless? But no, not Lara, no, and they won't be able to sleep. Why? Because you have an excellent spirit. You have exceptional qualities. You have great abilities. You have an extraordinary spirit. Who is that person? But you'll be saying, nobody cares. No love. Nobody they show love. You love people, they will love you back. No, trust nobody. It's because you have nothing to offer. When you have excellence to offer, excellence means above average. You are not like, when you live somewhere, they will know there's a gap. There's a vacuum. When you enter somewhere, they know that somebody has stepped in here. Everything changes because of the excellence that you carry in you. You are capable. This is probably the answer to the prayer that you have been asking for. God, distinguish me. God, raise me up. God, raise me up. And God says, go and listen to the Sunday series with Lara. I pray for you today that you will be able to distinguish yourself in the marketplace. I pray for you today that the excellent spirit found in Daniel is found in you. I pray for you today that you will be able to set yourself apart and excel, and that people will come to the glory of your rising. There will be gross darkness in the land. It's in the Bible. And gross darkness the people. But kings shall come to the brightness of your rising in the name of Jesus. And if you need God, ladies and gentlemen, because without God, you can only go as far. If you need God to help you, just say that prayer. God, help me. Come into my heart. Confess your sins to the Lord. And make sure you do not defile yourself. If you need more conversations or you have questions, just send it to that email scrolling on the screen, or call that phone number, and I'll be there to help you. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next Sunday. Bye for now.